You went in a aeronautical adventure, I think is it fair to say this, yesterday.
Yeah, we did some hot air ballooning.
How was it?
It's it's fantastic. It's always excellent.
Oh, this is not your first adventure in a balloon. I've never,
Oh no,
yeah, I've never
we've
been in a
been.
balloon.
I mean, it's I don't know how. I mean, it's not like we seek this out. Like some people go to Disney World all the time or something. We're not like those people, but it's just worked out this way. Like even on our honeymoon, we went on a hot air balloon ride. So 30 whatever years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but just through some weird set of circumstances, this is actually the third time I've done it in Mexico and the fourth time for my wife. So just not because we're like, oh my God, we have to do this every trip, but it just kind of
You
works
sure
out.
about that? I mean, you haven't.
Well,
It's a lot of hot air
yeah, no, I
balloon.
am sure about it. But I don't remember the history of the thing. I think the first time we did it, my daughter was 6, so she couldn't go. And my wife and daughter went separately together. And then we went with friends. I don't
Uh-oh.
just froze.
Yeah, you
There we
did.
go. Anyway,
Now you're back.
yeah, what's going on there? We were going to go on some kind of a side trip and then elected not to. So kids both seem interested in this. So we did it again.
There you go. Well,
We talked to the owner. We're like, can we get something at like 5 times? Do we get like a free trip? What happened?
Give me
Like,
a little
what's
card.
the,
He punches it.
yeah, like what's the, anyway, no, it's an astonishing, magical, life-defining experience. We had a kind of a funny, bumpy landing for the first time. The guy overshot. Well, no, he landed correctly on the little landing pad, which is on the back of a truck or attached to a truck, but momentum kept us going, and we ran into a kind of a loose crease stump out there in the middle of nowhere. And all I could think was Brad's Vimo went through. But it was fun.
I got a good conversion rate on it, so yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways,
nice.
while you were getting high, Microsoft
So to
announced
speak.
a new Xbox partner preview event for actually tomorrow. It's just
Yeah.
going to be some games things. The only game thing that's coming up that I am waiting for is when's Call of Duty hitting Game Pass, and this is
Exactly.
not it.
Thank you. I know. The only thing we know on Activision Blizzard is Diablo 4 hitting Game Pass sometime this month, right? Whatever the 18th or 20th.
Oh yeah, we know they're going to just trickle this stuff out there. Like it's going to be.
Oh, could I like freeze my Game Pass account for 3 months so I could just ride it out a little easier? No.
Yeah. And then also sort of elsewhere while you were getting high, because I just like saying that because it's not wrong. It is not wrong. It is not incorrect to say that Paul was getting high. Apple dropped 2 new MacBooks, which they have the most hilarious. It's not even like a footnote. It's like in the SKU description that it can run 2 external displays as long as the lid is closed, because that's the most powerful chip in a personal computer.
It is a bizarre limitation.
It really is.
It supports 2 displays. So if you have its display on as you would with a laptop, then it supports 1 external display. I found look, that stuff is just weird. And maybe there's just a short period of time here where we deal with this kind of thing. I don't know. I have no idea what's going on here. But
we're in the 3rd generation of the chip. I mean,
I know. So if you got an M3 Max or whatever it's called, or an Ultra in a MacBook Pro that costs like $3,500 to start, you're telling me, what does that support? Is it still 2 displays? Is that true?
I don't know.
It can't be,
let's
right?
Let's find out. We have the internet at our fingertips.
Yeah.
Apple.com.
I'm just astonished by this. By the way, it's a beautiful little laptop. I mean, to me, the AI marketing was a little more interesting. We're talking about AI PCs, and they're kind of like, hey, remember us? We've been putting NPUs in computers for a couple of years now.
It doesn't have that caveat on the Max, M3 Max, but that doesn't mean it's not.
It depends. Well, there are different levels of it, right? So I know the M3 Pro, I guess it is. That's in a kind of a base MacBook Pro.
Yeah.
I believe is still 2 displays, or will be soon, right? I think it supports 2 displays, but soon it will add the AR capability where you can close the lid and have 2 external displays. But you have to connect them right to the device, right? So you're gonna have 3 wires coming off this thing, right? One for each display and one for the power. It just doesn't seem very elegant to me. It's surprising. Like, this is the type of thing you think Apple would figure out.
Yeah, unless I don't. So unless the Pros do support 2 external displays with the,
I mean, okay,
maybe that's just
this
the
has got to be
limitation they're
somewhere.
putting in. Yeah.
M3, what's it called? Ultra, how many? This is such a weird thing to have to Google. External. It should be any number you want.
I mean,
4 external displays simultaneously.
for that Max.
I believe so. Max or M2 or M3 Max is like up to 4 external displays based on the resolution and refresh rate of each display.
Which that's a thing. That the PCs are the same way.
Yeah, but it's these limits are not any. I mean, 3 displays up to 6K at 60 hertz over Thunderbolt. I mean, that's good.
So it sounds like I'm betting that it's an artificial limitation that they intentionally like. Oh, so you really want 2 displays with your primary on? Well, get the Pro.
Pay up. Exactly.
Pay the piper.
Yeah. So the M3 that's in the MacBook Air is, like the base M3, obviously, and then they have different configurations of CPU and GPU. And so I guess this is part of the differentiation. I was looking at the price differential, like from this new Air to like a base Pro to a decent Pro, like a 16-inch, and my God, like prices escalate pretty quickly. Pretty quickly.
This website is really annoying. Or is this trackpad just horrific? I guess it could be both. But like this MacBook Air has
MacBook Pro with M3 right now is 1 display. I mean, that's going to change, right? But that's
so
really
this
strange.
is probably going to blow up in not a great way.
This is a weird thing to keep track of too when you think about it, right? Like the
look at this.
The whole point of the whole Apple experience is it just works, So actually, if you want to see the page, it's like support.apple.com, and then the support document is 101.571, and it's just it lays out each of the chipsets or whatever.
This is just not. This is parallax. I don't know. Like I can't.
Yeah, it's doing that. Yeah.
You know what? Yep. 2016 called, and that trend should be.
Adobe Flash called. They have a few words.
Like you kind of get stuck in this.
Yep.
Whatever.
God, it's really moving around there. Yeah. Anyway, I'll look at this when I get home a little bit more, but that's interesting. I still have an M1, I guess we call it.
An M peasant at this point.
Yeah, exactly. With 8 gigs of RAM, it's like you could use it as a serving tray at a cafeteria.
Although they did make a bold claim, which might be accurate as of right now. Like these are the best computers for AI stuff, which they kind of are in some respect, until at least all the other stuff comes online.
That's the thing. I Apple, like Apple on phones and also Qualcomm, have been doing this for years, and they have these, CPU, GPU, NPUs that are integrated in the same chipset with RAM, obviously, and storage. And, developers have been optimizing for these configurations. Actually, that's the other thing that's kind of bewildering about the M series chips is, my God, it's weird. Like even on the MacBook Air, like just the base MacBook Air, if you buy the entry-level model, it's whatever CPU, GPU, and then everything north of that has extra GPU. I think it goes from 8 to 10 core. I don't remember the exact thing, but if you want 16 gigs of RAM, which by the way should be the minimum today, you got to pay a couple of $100 extra, and you want it just. I don't know that you get that. It's weird. Like it's weird how unsimple this is. Like when you buy an iPhone, you're like, hey, this is it. You can choose the storage, but no one's talking about RAM or anything or CPU, GPU configurations. Obviously, you get the chipset. Like each chipset is a thing, but with the Macs, my God, it's very configurable. It's almost too configurable, and you have to do it right then. Make sure you get it right. You can't upgrade later.
You are stuck. Although I still am.
But that's Apple's model. It behooves people now to. It's like I might as well just go extra here. You know,
Yeah.
never know what's going to happen in the future.
What I'm waiting
What's
for.
going to happen in the future is you're going to have a credit card bill.
And I'll probably end up doing
That's
this
what's
at
gonna
some
happen.
point. Is I want to
Yeah.
buy a Mac Mini, one of the M1s,
Yeah.
because for the Windows on ARM stuff that we do, it's just easier to run it in parallels. That's a great experience for Windows on ARM, and I can
Mhm.
plug it right into my little thing here
Sure.
and just access it remotely. But I don't want to spend. Well, the new ones are like 500. I'd like to find one like in that 250 range, and I'd just be like, boom.
Okay.
See if I find one. Maybe on eBay. Maybe not. I might just never do it because that's kind of the thing that I am. I like, this would be nice, and then just never do it.
It seems like a work expense to me.
It is, but like
I'll talk to Brad. We'll get you something nice.
Yeah. Hook me up with something good. As long as it's not in a hot air balloon.